Howdy, and welcome to what I wish I could say, the heartfelt, humorous podcast hosted by me, April Spencer. Today we are talking about RuPaul's Drag Race Season 18, Episodes 3 and 4, and we are joined by our lovely guest star, Ronni Preiss. What's new, Ronni?
Let's see what is new. I recently got this cozy game called Cozy Caravan.
Hmm.
Um, and like I've just been playing it like for 2 weeks straight now. Like just hours and hours. It's like you play as like an animal and you drive this caravan with your friend, and it's driven by like a giant bee, which is super cute and super like derpy. And you ride around your like town called like Harvest Vale, and you are like helping all of the people like in different villages, all the different animals with like different tasks because they're getting ready for like this big fair. It's just super fun. It's like Animal Crossing, obviously,
Yeah.
but without the stress of like being in debt. Um, so, so that's why I like it.
That sounds
Um,
so cute.
it's so cute. I love it so much.
Okay, cute. What was it called? Cozy Caravan?
Cozy Caravan. I don't know if it's available on like the Switch yet. I know it's going to be. It is available in the App Store. So like
Okay.
if you have an iPad or an Apple TV, you can play it on there too and just connect your controller with like Bluetooth. Other than that, like it's available on like the Steam Deck or like your PC, something like that. So
Fun. That sounds
yeah.
really cute.
What about you?
Whew. As you know, it's been a rough week.
Yeah.
I found out last Friday that my papa, my grandfather, passed away, which was 2 months, less than 2 months after my Mimi passed away.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they're together again.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like shocking to me
Yeah.
because, they were married since they
Oh
were like
yeah.
19.
Yeah. And like
Um,
usually like it just happens that way where like people
yeah,
who are together for like that long and one of them passes away, usually it's not too long. Like it's sad but beautiful at the same time because, you're sad that they pass away obviously, but it's kind of beautiful because it's like they love that person so much.
yeah. And they just couldn't be apart. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happened to my other grandparents as well on my mom's side.
Really?
They died like I think about 4 or 5 months apart.
Wow.
Um, they were together since they were 16. So
Wow.
yeah, yeah. So it's bittersweet. It's hard because
Mhm.
like I was kind of hoping that Violet would get to meet her
Yeah.
grandparents or her great grandparents.
Oh, wow,
But
great-grandparents.
yeah, but that was my last grandparent
Yeah.
passing away. So it's just been kind of sad. And then the other big thing has been I have a cold. And having a cold and being pregnant at the same time is really torturous.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I've only got my grandmother on, my mom's side,
Yeah,
but, I mean, she was honestly the only grandparent I've really ever known. Um,
really.
we met my dad's, father a few times, and, but he doesn't have a good relationship with his stepmom because his
Hmm.
mom passed away, when he was really young. She had breast cancer.
Hmm.
And so his dad got remarried, but she was not the nicest person. So we kind of distanced ourselves. So my grandmother on my mom's side is really the only one I've ever had. Um,
Yeah.
and because her husband passed away when I was really young, like I'm named after him.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
sweet.
And so I never got to meet him either, but yeah, just my grandma, and she, loving having great grandbabies. My goodness. So lucky her.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just weird, like thinking about how Violet's life is going to be different than mine in that
Yeah.
way. Like, it's good to know that people like you don't know all of your grandparents and like everything is okay. Because like
Yeah.
my,
And, like, my grandma, she raised us for, like, several years. We lived with her,
uh
a after my mom passed away, and, my dad was still in the military, so, like, we have a really close relationship.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all that stuff is, you know, emotional and hard, but there's silver linings to everything. I feel like
Absolutely.
it was actually weird. Like he passed away, not this past Saturday, but the Saturday before. And I don't really have a relationship with anybody else on my dad's side of the family. And so I
Mhm.
didn't find out until my cousin called me on
Oh.
Friday. And I didn't know that he had died, but he was a band director for like
Mhm.
40 something years. And he played like a million different instruments, including the flute. That's what I play.
Mm.
But my flute has been broken for like 2 years, and
Yeah.
I keep meaning to get it fixed. But then it was like this week that I was like, I really got to get my flute fixed. It was like before I even knew he had passed away, and I like went to two different shops, and they couldn't help me, but they like have put me in touch with the people that can.
Mm.
So as soon as this winter storm's over, I'm gonna go there and get it fixed finally. But it was
Yeah.
like something like motivated
Oh,
me to start like
absolutely. I
get my
believe
flute
it.
fixed.
Mhm.
So that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so yeah, good stuff. Anyways, let's see. Now it's time for a memory. Do you happen to have a memory ready, or do you want me to go first?
Um, I don't know why I was thinking about this, maybe because, um work had me feeling some type of way these past few weeks because it's just been crazy, as I'm sure you know. um, but I was just thinking about, I think it was, I can't remember what we were doing, but we were at another game night at like Luke's place. And uh, I said something about like how in elementary school, I kicked this girl out of, like, our friend group because she wore sweatpants
Yes, I
instead of,
remember this.
like, a full fit and everything like that. Like, these are the days, like, of, like, Limited Too and, like, all that
Yes.
kind of stuff. And apparently, like, I was not having it. I was like, "Sweatpants? Absolutely not, get out of here." And you were like, "Oh my god, like, you could be bitchy." And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, like, I can definitely be bitchy if I want to be. It's just I choose my moments. Like, I choose when to spend that energy. Most of the time, I don't wanna spend that energy, but if I get to a point, I will do it." But it was just funny that you were like, "Oh my god."
It was just like you were so like yeah, she wore sweatpants. Like, duh. Like, okay, yeah, I remember that. And I remember thinking to myself, like, wow, I would have been so scared of you if we had met when we were like kids, because I would have been like, she's Regina George. Like,
And, like, I I get that from people sometimes where it's like, "I thought you hated me when we first met," and I was like, "No, I swear." Like, I don't know, I'm just kind of really, like, quiet and I keep to myself, like, when I'm first meeting people just because I don't know, I'm just so guarded with people, and I try to, like, just kinda suss out, like, what the vibe is before I let people close to me.
right.
So I guess I give off an impression that, like, I don't like people or something like that, and it's the complete opposite where I'm just really shy and I'm really quiet and I'm just trying to understand how I fit in.
I get that. I don't think I felt that way at all though when I first met you. I don't know
I don't
why,
know,
but
yeah, when we first met, we just clicked.
we just clicked. So yeah, I've never seen you really do that, but
Yeah.
I've done that before. I get it, especially when you just like don't know like what the vibe is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta
You're like,
like
"How
hang
much
back.
of myself do I wanna share with this person?" Because it's like, will they use it against me? Which is a crazy thought to have when first meeting someone. That's how you know you have trauma.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I want to like spend this time and elaborate a little bit on this. How do you feel you would be like coming into the workroom, like not knowing
Oh
anybody?
my God. Um, I'd be so quiet. I'd be so
You think
shy,
so?
probably. And that's part of the reason why I would probably not be good on a reality television show. They would not want me there because I would not talk. Um, and so people would probably think I was like weird. Or they probably like the people who kind of like to come for people like somebody in
Yes,
these two episodes.
yes.
They will definitely target me. But that will be their mistake. Because listen, I may be quiet, but I observe and I
She
keep
observes.
notes and I will use the information that I learn later on if needed.
You're just like gonna gather all that power and then be like, sweatpants
Yeah,
out.
I know the opportune moment and I will use it.
Awesome.
What about you? How do you feel you would?
I think my natural instinct would be to go in and be just like really sweet and really
Mhm.
friendly and compliment everybody. But I don't know if that's the wisest strategy. I feel
Right.
like
Some people
I
might think
would
you're
have to think
fake.
about it and come in with like some kind of plan to establish dominance.
Yeah. Yeah. There's like so many facets that you have to play, like for people to not think you're like playing some sort of game,
Yeah,
which is also relevant to these episodes.
very relevant. With that being said, do you want to start with episode
Yeah.
3? Okay, RuPaul's Drag Race. Start your engines. Okay, so let me see if I can decipher these notes. This was like right after I found out about my grandpa when I
Oh,
watched this episode, so
so
my
you're just
notes
all over
are
the place.
probably not great.
Yeah, it's fine.
Um, I said, okay, first, Mandy ass,
I
amazing.
mean,
Yeah, they're showing them at this point, I guess, going back into the
yeah, the post
workroom
elimination. Hmm.
post elimination.
After Dee Dee just got eliminated.
Yes.
Um, yeah.
Um, and it's just like couldn't take my eyes off of Mandy and her ass.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
Like it makes another appearance in this episode, and you're just like, the body was tea. Like it was out of this world.
yeah,
Some queens need to take notes from her about how to do their body.
for sure.
My God.
I'm thinking specifically Discord.
Yes. Now she doesn't have to fully go there, but
Right,
she could
in her own
definitely,
way.
do some things.
Yeah.
But and then um Briar was like all over Athena
Yes,
after like Athena was going through it and she's like, "Girl, I'm sorry, but I need space. Like I need space. I'm feeling very vulnerable right now. Please just right now, just please give me a minute." And she would not leave her alone. And I was like,
yeah.
"What in the world?" It was so
It's
strange.
it's strange and like very immature, I would say. Um I immediately wrote down, "Oh my gosh, Ronnie is right about Briar and Athena," because you'd said before that Briar has a crush on her.
Yeah.
And
And I mean, she was literally like, "Can you give me a kiss?" And Athena's like, "No, girl, like, I'm sorry, but now is not the time." And she was just like, like touching her, like all over her. And Athena's like, I can't do this right now.
yeah, it's an
Briar was
interesting
not
coping
listening.
mechanism that to
Yeah.
be like so aggressive with somebody that you are attracted to, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was odd, and I would have been annoyed if I was Athena as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Anything else you want to say about the post elimination?
Um, I don't think so. No, that was really mostly it.
Okay, so then now we go to the workroom. We get
Mhm.
another Rue rule. I didn't write it
Yeah.
down. Did you?
Was it rule number 15? 53, I think maybe it was, where it was like comedy. Was it comedy is all about timing?
Yes, it was
Um,
something like that. It was all about, it was comedy because it was RDR Live.
yeah, and it was something about like talking and not a lot to say or something along those lines. But which is true. Comedy is all about timing, and comedy's hard.
Yes,
Comedy is very hard
agreed.
because, like, I don't know, the people that do it and do it well, I don't know how they do it.
It's tapping into some kind of like unseen magic.
It truly,
Yeah. Um,
because like I can be funny sometimes, but most of the time, like it's not original things that like I'm kind of coming up with, and
right.
the people that are just able to like be quick. I'm not quick. I have to like think about things for quite a bit to come up with something creative.
Same. Yeah. So yeah, it's something about comedy, and I think it actually plays really well into a theme I had for this
Ooh.
episode, which is like effort versus effect.
Mm,
I feel like there's a lot of things that happen in this episode that raise that debate of like what do we value more, like somebody putting in a lot of effort or somebody just like doing something that ends up being very effective.
yes.
And that's what comedy is all about, is like it actually values, I think, effect over effort.
Yes.
Um,
I think so.
so
Cuz like
yeah,
that's proven that like, Vine, like 6 seconds to be funny. That's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, it's crazy. It feels like divine a lot of times, like what ends up going viral because it's just like
Mhm.
so random sometimes,
Yes.
but it's just the way that the cards fell and the camera happened to be rolling. It like
Yeah.
happens to be gold, you know?
Yeah. And so, yeah, this week's challenge is RDR Live, which I've liked in the past. I know that it's kind of controversial because some people hate it. But I have liked it in the past. But um, I don't know. This episode, it kind of changed my opinion on it a lot.
Okay, I'm really
The more
interested
I
to
thought
hear.
about it. With SNL, I mean, it is like a full week worth
Right.
of work where they are writing all day long, coming up with an idea with ideas, working off of each other. Um, and then they do also have like a rehearsal before the live show to understand what works and what doesn't. If something needs to be cut or like reworked, they get that time. And I don't know if they have that because, like, obviously they film the RDR live. And then I guess, like, I don't know who watches it because, like, later on they're like, well, people were laughing, and I'm like, okay, who was laughing? Like the crew, were the judges
Yeah,
there? Like, I don't. It's not very clear, but I don't think it's like SNL.
right.
And you're giving people scripts, people who have never done improv. Some people have like never done improv in their life,
Yeah,
and you definitely don't have to have done improv to be a successful drag queen.
right.
Obviously, RuPaul's Drag Race is a whole, different thing. And when you're going on there, you should expect to have to be able to do everything. Um, but
But in terms of it being quality television, though, it's like
yeah,
with SNL, I think one thing at a minimum they get to contribute to the writing of their skits.
exactly.
And in this situation, it's like they just handed a script and then they have to perform it, which in some ways is easier, but in other ways it's harder, you
Yeah,
know?
especially with like the critiques that Mandy got, because it's like, well, I don't know if she could have done anything with the character because there are all these other lines that were going on like at the same time that she was doing something. So like, if it's possible, like, you know, once again, I don't know how it was filmed, so I don't know if they were like cutting or if it was truly like one take or like what it was. But like maybe she couldn't have collaborated with people to be like, oh, can I interject here, here, here? Because there were lines going on while like there were commentators. So it's like, do you speak over
Right.
them or what? Like, you know,
Right.
so
And I actually saw a video on social media last week of Mandy being interviewed about this, and she was like, the whole like her busting out her shirt with her boobs and doing the thing on the
yeah,
furniture, and she was like, that was in the script.
I
But
figured.
I did that because it was scripted. But then she got critiqued for it and saying you should have been a more demure Amish woman. Like that was the whole joke was that
Like, and
she
I
was
got it. I got it.
everybody got it. It was so stupid. And like I feel very proud of us that we were kind of like on the forefront of this internet conversation about like they're treating Mandy unfairly. Like
Yes.
she from episode 1, she was getting critiques that didn't quite make sense. She was getting put in the bottom when she wasn't shouldn't
Yep.
have been. And then this was the most egregious like example of it, and
Yes.
everybody on the internet now is like Mandy Mango was wrong, and I
Yeah.
feel like very proud of us that we
Yes.
spotted
I
it.
think we are validated. And like
And I think go ahead.
I honestly, I don't think I've ever disagreed more with the judging than I have this season.
Wow, that's saying a lot.
I know. Like the only other thing I can think of is like season 12, where like a few times Gigi Good probably should have been in the bottom two when she wasn't.
Yeah, I remember Gigi Good out like barely scraping by a few times in
Yeah.
my
And I
mind. Yeah,
felt like she should have been in, I felt like she should have been in the bottom two in the infomercial challenge. Because for me, like if you give energy, even if it's too much, at least you gave energy. Like
yeah,
at least you weren't flat. Like flat, just I can't stand it. Like
yeah.
gotta like get out of here. Like because they always say, you know, do more and we can pull back.
Right.
It's harder to like get someone to give more than it is to have someone give less. And
Yeah,
so, like, that's why I thought Gigi should have been the bottom in the infomercial. And then I thought she should have been in the bottom in the debate challenge because it just was one
yeah,
note.
yeah,
And like Jackie's, even though it was similarly one note, it was funny. I thought it was funny.
yeah. I remember being mad about the debate
Yeah.
challenge too. Yeah.
And so I think that's the only time I've really like truly not agreed with the judging. But this season, almost every episode, there has been something about the judging that I'm just like, no,
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah, and
And
definitely
I'm like,
this
are they seeing something that I'm not? I don't know. Like,
I don't think so. I feel like it's been pretty like resounding on the internet to the point that like I think RuPaul's Drag Race production has noticed like they've started to like send Carson and like big people, Michelle, like to go out and do like press and stuff this past week.
mm,
I think it was either Michelle or Carson that interviewed Mandy Mango and like gave her a chance to kind of like say her
I think it
piece.
was Carson.
Was it Carson? Okay.
Yeah.
I saw Michelle Visage talking to somebody about it too, because at first their party line I think was like shut it down, don't let anybody talk about Mandy Mango, because I think it was the pit stop. Who was on? Was it Plain Jane that was on the pit stop for this episode?
It was Jan.
Jan.
And
Okay,
Jan was like, let me tell you, a lot of what I said in this episode is on the cutting room floor.
and
And
it
I
was
said,
all about that lip sync.
what?
Yeah, she specifically said it was she was like she went off about the lip sync between Briar
Mm-hmm.
and Mandy, and they just cut it out of the episode. Um, but it's
And
like as the
there's a
week
lot of queens that have been speaking up about that. They said, World of Wonder, you doing some shady shit.
well, and now they're having to correct, like
Mm-hmm.
as the week went on, it was like more and more stuff was coming out. And then you see at the beginning of episode 4, they let Mia Star, like she was the first person to comment on the results of the lip sync. And
Yeah.
she was like, I don't agree with how that went. And so I was like, I bet you anything they did not have that clip there at first. Like that
Mm-hmm.
originally they had somebody else saying something there. And then they were like, let's put somebody in there that like so we can kind of like
Yeah.
give the masses what they want a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Um because yeah, people are up in arms about Mandy Mango this episode in
Yeah.
particular. Yeah, I thought she was in the RDR Live Challenge. I thought she was hilarious. I
I
thought she
think she was
did
funny, and I
great.
got it.
And I totally agreed with Briar and Vita being in the bottom because, like you were saying about Gigi Good, they had no energy. They gave nothing, you know?
Yeah, I totally thought the bottom two should have been Briar and Vita.
Yeah. Like Briar and Vita both, when they were on RDR Live talking, I was like, I wanted to leave the room. Like they were
Yes.
just so uncomfortable. Briar looked like angry or something, and she was just like,
I don't know what that was. Like for the saboteur thing, which oh my god, she literally like just was like, Athena, we're doing this. No
yeah.
ifs, ands, or buts. And Athena's like, Athena's like, please stay away from me. But like, she was like, fine, I'll do it. And Athena was fine. She was great. Like, she did a good job. Which I don't know. The hosting thing is in past challenges, it felt like it was more difficult, and this one was just a breeze. And I don't know if that was speaking to her ability as a host, which obviously she has years of experience doing that, or if it was something else. But Briar's saboteur was just one note because it was just attacking her for her looks, which she could have done. She could have said so many other things
Yeah.
to make it more than that, like more than just being a mean girl. And I think that's just what Briar relies on, where Briar's like, oh, I could be a saboteur because, I'm shady to people all day long. And it's like, yeah, but you're just like rude. And it is one note. Like, you're just rude to people.
Yeah.
Um, and then her Queen News Network, what was that? Like, I don't, she was doing things with her hands and like putting inflections on words where they didn't need to be. And I was like, what is this?
Yeah, she just looked angry too. Like, and like she,
Yeah.
everything she was doing was like, I couldn't pay attention to what she was saying because I was so confused by her face and her body language.
Hmm.
Yeah. She was very off-putting. And then Vita too, like she just like brought the energy down as soon as
Yeah.
she opened her mouth, you know?
Yeah, I don't yeah, that sketch just fell flat for me. I didn't
Yeah.
really care. It was, I mean, whatever. Um yeah, the best sketches I think were the opening sketch, because Darlene just
Yeah,
killed
she
it.
was awesome.
She
Yeah.
was she was great. Um and I think everybody did great in that one. Like
Me
I
too.
I thought that was one of the best of the night, even including Mandy, because
Yeah.
like once again I got it. Like my whole thing, because I've had a lot of time to think about this. So my whole thing is that her character is supposed to be like this conservative, Amish woman, and so she's kind of supposed to be like aghast that
Hmm.
Darlene's character is using her, feminine wiles, her sexuality to win this competition, where Mandy's character probably has a lot of repressed sexuality because you're not supposed to express yourself sexually in these situations. And she's probably so outraged by the fact that Darlene's character is so sexual that she just is like, fine, if this is how you win it. And of course, she's going to swing all the way to the other side and go outrageous and rip her shirt open. Like, that makes sense to me. Like, I get it.
Yes.
I got the joke. And I don't get why the judges didn't get that.
I don't either. It's like it really feels like they had it out for her and they were just like, we got to get her out to this episode. And I just don't know why.
Yeah.
Because you're right. Should have been, if you didn't want to pick Vita and Briar, which were obviously to me the two bottoms, you should have picked somebody that was in a sketch that fell flat because
Yes.
there were several moments that fell flat. And that sketch didn't for me. It was memorable. It wasn't like
Yeah.
the funniest thing I've ever seen, but it was memorable. The characters worked. There was energy, and like
Yeah. They
that
were
was
working off of each other. Like, it
like
felt
you're
fine to
supposed to
me.
be this demure Amish woman. Like it's a joke. Like
It's
she's
a
supposed to
joke.
go from demure to crazy because it's a joke. Like and then of course it's like it's scripted that way. Like she didn't come with that in her head that she was going to do something like that, you know. So she
Right.
shouldn't be punished for how it's scripted.
Mhm. And of
Um,
course, they conveniently left that part out.
right. Yeah. So I don't know. It was sketchy, and I'm curious what the real reason is that they didn't want Mandy Mago in, because at first I was thinking they must really want Briar to stick around for a while.
Especially
And
because of what we saw, in Untucked, because Mia was like, "So I think I crossed a line with Briar,"
uh
which I didn't know there was a line because she usually doesn't have one, like, follow that line with other people. So
right.
I thought, and, like, what we found out that she said, like, in, last night's episode, in my opinion, it wasn't bad. Like, it was a
Yeah.
joke, and, it probably did take Briar, like, off guard. Maybe she wasn't ready to talk about that, and that's fine, perfectly valid, that she kind of shut down. And I understand shutting down in a moment and kind of, not being able to speak. Like, you're
Right.
so just like shocked and like overwhelmed with this emotion that you just can't say anything. But at some point, she should have been like, you know what? I'm sorry. That caught me off guard. I just didn't want to talk about it. But she never said anything, it seems like.
Yeah.
So for her to get upset about it is kind of like, come on, girl. Like,
Yeah. To give the silent treatment again, it's like it's just like major immaturity.
yeah,
Um, yeah. And so I was thinking they're trying really hard to get rid of Mandy because they want Briar to make it further and have this villain arc.
yeah.
But then to just send Briar home the next episode, it's like, okay. So now
And
I
the
have no
irony of
idea.
sending home a nurse the episode before,
Yeah,
and then she faints.
I know. That
Just
was
saying.
crazy. Oh yeah, okay. I can't wait to talk about that moment. But anyway, going back to RDR Live, we talked about the sketch with Mandy and Darlene. That was great
Yes.
and stupid that she was in the bottom for that.
Yes.
Um, we talked about Vita's sketch. The whole thing just like fell flat. We talked a little bit about the sketch where they were like the news anchors.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Um, obviously the highlight of that was Jane Don't coming
Yeah.
through. Like I totally thought she deserved being in the top
Oh,
for that.
yeah,
She was
absolutely.
adorable. Um, that was cute. I want to talk about the sketch with Michelle Visage, the like
Yes.
baby Michelle Visage
Yeah.
and Juicy, because I thought it was interesting they set it up where Mikey was like really worried about Juicy being a
Oh,
good scene partner.
yes. Like, Juicy
And
was so nervous. She was like, "I've never done this. Oh my god, like, I feel like I'm gonna bomb." She was, like, so worried about, like, doing an accent, and, Mikey was being like, "Oh, I do theater. I love this. This is my dream." And you're like, "Oh my god, Mikey's totally gonna outshine her." When in fact, it became the opposite, and
it was immediately
I
apparent.
was
Yeah.
totally shocked at how well Juicy did.
She nailed it. It was like
Nailed it.
she's a natural. And it was
Yes.
like they showed Mikey being so like critical of her in the rehearsal
Mhm.
too. Like you should say it like this, and like you should do it like this. And then Juicy being nervous, and I was like, oh wow, like this is going to be terrible. But really, Juicy was the reason that the sketch worked. She was
Yes.
so believable and
Yes.
like anchored.
Like,
She was
Mikey
great.
wasn't bad, but, like, she just Juicy, like, owned that.
Yeah, Juicy made her look like an amateur, and
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, Mikey didn't do a terrible job, but it was that effort over effect thing where she was putting in a lot of energy, but it wasn't very effective to me. It was
Yeah.
just kind of annoying,
Yeah.
and she also didn't give me Michelle Visage
She
at all.
no, she didn't. Yeah, and Juicy definitely did.
Yeah, Juicy gave this like sultry, like
Ah.
very like confident woman, and I don't know. I was just wanting Mikey to like embody the young.
Yeah.
What would the young version of Michelle Visage be like? Like
Right.
that's such a good question, but I felt like she didn't answer it.
Mhm. Yeah.
So yeah, I did agree with the judges on that. That Juicy
Yes.
did great.
Yeah, I thought she did amazing. Yeah, it was. uh, it was just shocking, yeah, that she did so well because you're thinking this entire time, you're like, oh my God, she's so nervous. Like, oh God, how's this going to turn out? And it was so natural.
Yeah.
Like, it really didn't seem like it was like that scripted for her. And like, she was just doing it. It was great.
Yeah, she could have been on like The Sopranos with that character, you
Yeah.
know? Like she was great.
And what did you
Anything
think of RuPaul's performance? Song was a bop.
song's good. Love the song.
Outfit,
Um
yes. Hair, yes.
yes. I just feel like it's RuPaul, you know, she just kind of like poses and then she like marches to the
Hmm.
next spot while
Yep.
everybody else is it's kind of like watching Mariah Carey, you know, like you have
Yes.
these like really energetic
Yes.
dancers that have
They're
to
like
like make
picking her
up
up,
for
and she's just,
it's just march to the next spot and
yeah,
do another pose, you
yeah.
know.
But she's earned that.
Yeah, she has. She's the queen. So yeah. Yeah, it was cute. Anything else you want to say about RDR Live?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think we covered it pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, so the runway theme was animal attraction.
One thing I will say about this, I feel like just wearing a print is not meeting the challenge.
Okay.
I want I want like you to embody the animal. I don't necessarily mean like you have to have like the animal's face and like one of my favorites was Nini Coco. I loved her
Um,
voice in Dart Frog.
yes,
Um,
that was a really good one.
like
Yes.
the hair had
Yes.
the eyes, and like all she did was like regular makeup on her face, and like she had the bodysuit and the fingers had the like pads, and she had nails on it. She had like fly earrings, and then she had the little like whistle thing for the tongue. Like that was probably my favorite of the night, I
That
think.
was definitely a top for me too.
Um,
Yeah.
and Discord's albino alligator,
Yeah.
that was fine. I do like that she kind of flipped the script and did like a human bag.
That
That
was
was kind of
funny.
cool.
Yeah. It was
Um,
creepy. It was memorable.
yeah, it was creepy. Yeah, it was memorable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it my favorite look? No, but yeah, it was memorable.
Yeah.
Um, Sierra's I felt was a little too costumey.
That's how I felt about a lot of them, and Sierra's included. I was like, I agree with you that you have to do more than just an animal print. It has you have to embody the animal in some way. But I want to see on RuPaul's Drag Race people doing like creative interpretations. I
Yes.
don't want to see people who are just furries.
Yeah.
Like furries and scalies, like that's not what it's about for me.
Yeah, and like
So
hers,
I felt like
like
the
although
chameleon
it was,
was
I mean, it was. I can appreciate the effort she put into it and how amazing it looked because it did look amazing. I just felt like it was too on the costumey side.
agreed. It was probably the best of the costumey ones, but it
Yes.
was still for me, it was like you're doing this should be on like Lion King live or something.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to watch this on RuPaul's Drag Race. I want you to look like a woman, you know,
Yeah.
like I want there to be like a femininity aspect to it, you
Yeah.
know.
Let's see who else.
Mia
Mia
Star was
was
the
a poodle.
pink poodle, yeah.
Yeah, which was fine.
Eh,
It's been done before. Let's
yeah.
see. The ones that I felt, yeah, were the ones that did like the Prince, Can You Please Her as the tiger. I was like, just a
Yes.
print. Like, come on, I want like a tiger. Um, Same with Mikey doing the cheetah.
Yes.
Um, I did, I thought Jane looked beautiful.
Yes.
Love the colors that she chose. I thought she looked beautiful, but once again, I wanted more bird.
I didn't think she deserved to be in the top because of that. Like there wasn't enough
Right.
bird, but at least she had like the feathers and
Yeah.
like, you know, picking a macaw like that's unique, and like she made the colors
Mhm.
look like a macaw, and the feathers and everything. You're right. I think I would have appreciated a little bit more bird, and that's why I think I liked Nini's better.
Yeah,
And then I thought Juicy hands down was
knocks
the
it out of the
top.
park.
Absolutely 100% deserved because it was beautiful. It was so unique,
Yes.
and it was a pangolin.
Yes. Yeah. Like, you knew immediately what that animal was.
Yes. But I will say, like, Jane, although I didn't think she should be in the top, I thought she was really good. And,
Yeah.
like, it could have used a little bit more bird, but I definitely preferred that to, like, Vita as the zebra.
Yeah, like, it was fine. I didn't understand why she had to get attacked by a lion.
Yeah.
I don't understand why that, was needed. And when Michelle said it reminds me of, Kennedy's, crystallized, like, chicken look, I was like,
Yeah.
"Yes, it really
Yeah.
did." And, like, oh my god, that was so funny.
Yeah. And then, like,
Let's see
Kenya
who
with the
else.
tiger and the, like, Mikey with the cheetah. Like, that stuff was just, like, not good enough. Not good enough.
No, like, and once again, I don't know what they were told,
Yeah.
um, as far as, like, what to pack, but yeah, that just felt like, not completely meeting the challenge. Um,
Agreed.
Briar's was beautiful. I thought
Yes.
Briar's was beautiful, um, because those feathers were just, mm, they were, like,
Yeah.
delicious. Like, I really liked it. Um,
What'd
and
you think
then
of Athena with the owl?
I go back and forth about the face kini.
It it was weird to do a mask and then the
Yeah,
reveal be a face
I didn't
painting.
quite understand
That
that.
didn't
Like,
work for me.
yeah, I thought that the whole thing was, like, really well done and it looked really nice. I just did not understand the face kini. I did not get it.
Me neither. Yeah. And I thought it was good conceptually. Like she was like, my name's Athena, so I picked an owl. Like I love that.
Yeah.
It was just like when you're doing a reveal of any kind, like moving that mask out of the way, it's like face kini. Like
Yeah.
that's not what you want the reveal to be.
Yeah. And Mandy's, I thought, was beautiful. I loved
Yes.
Mandy's.
I thought it was
Um,
really pretty.
I know that her reference, was, like, one of it was the deer from, Princess Mononoke,
Yeah.
which, I could see that and I love that. And yeah, I don't think, um, she deserved to be in the bottom because of her look. I know it wasn't because of her look, but I think her look was well enough in addition to her performance that she should not have been in the bottom.
I think she was solidly safe on both the challenge
Yep.
and the look, like solid. And I feel like she was robbed.
Yeah.
Um, okay, and then we haven't talked about Darlene's cow with
Oh
the
my
cape.
god, I loved her look.
You did?
Yeah, I really did. Like, of course she was gonna do a cat. Like, come
Yeah.
on, he's gonna
Yeah.
do a cow. Um, and I love that she had the breastplate because, like,
Yeah.
come on, cow, like you have to. Um, but I don't know why. I don't know if it was probably maybe it was something that didn't work out with like the way the hooves were made or something that she couldn't make it seem like heels or what. But
Yeah.
I think she maybe could have won if the hooves weren't so flat.
Yeah.
She could have taken it, but I really liked it. It was on brand for her for sure.
It was definitely on brand for her. I liked it too. Um, but yeah, I think it was clear far and away Juicy won the
Yes,
challenge and the
absolutely
runway.
deserved.
So I have no problems with that. Anything else you want to say about the runways before we move to the lip sync?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, awesome. Moving on. Um, it should have been Vita versus Briar.
Absolutely should have been Vita versus Briar, in my opinion. Because yeah, um, Vita did not give anything, nothing.
Nothing.
Her
And
performance was
also,
not.
I felt like Mandy's runway was better than Vita's.
Yes, yeah, um, yeah, absolutely. I agree with you.
Yeah. So what did you think about the lip sync itself?
First watch, I did kind of think Mandy may have given a little too much.
I'm
Um,
glad you agree with me. I was afraid you were going to be the complete opposite of me because I was like,
yeah, like
I've
no,
got a hot take.
when people were like, "Oh, she's killing it," and Briar was like, "Oh, she killed it," I was like, personally, I don't know. I felt like she maybe gave a little too much for the song, but that once again, in comparison to someone who didn't know the words,
Yeah,
and um, when she took off her dress, it was just like body shaping stuff. And when Mandy took off, she had the full like deer bodysuit and she looked amazing. So it's
yeah.
like, I don't understand.
It seems inconsistent with everything we've learned
Yes.
about judging lip syncs since the beginning of time
Yep.
because Briar didn't know the words
Yep.
and she was wearing like shapewear. She was
Yeah.
literally just wearing shapewear on the runway. That being said, this is where we get into effort over effect.
Hmm.
I felt like Mandy knew they had it out for her when she was in the bottom. It was
I
like
think so.
she went, I'm not getting out of this, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And so her energy had this like desperation to it. And so when I first watched the lip sync, watching Briar had this like
Yeah.
cool, like she felt so confident and
Yeah.
sexy and like she slowed everything down and
Hmm.
she drew the eyes to her because she was confident. Whereas Mandy was like,
It was kind of all over the place. Yeah.
and nobody wants to like watch somebody having a panic attack on
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, yeah, that's kind of what it seemed like. Um, but yeah, so I was kind of shocked when people were like, "Oh my gosh, she killed it." I was like, "Ooh, I don't know." Not saying
Yeah,
she deserved to go home because I don't think so. But
I don't either. Yeah, she, I think it was close, and I think that it's just the main thing is that I keep going back to is she shouldn't have been there in the first place.
no.
Like that's really what it is, and
Yep.
I think psychologically, it's probably really hard to be confident in a lip sync
Yes.
when you're like, I shouldn't be here. Like, it's not fair. They're literally critiquing me on what the script said, told me to do, you
Mhm.
know?
And it feels like you can't win, so you're just like, what am I gonna do?"
I'm glad that you agree with me, though. I was afraid because, like, people were like,
They were, and I was
yeah,
like, "Oh, okay." I
yeah. And then even Briar coming out and being like, oh, she beat me. I was like, whoa.
was like, "Did she? I don't know."
Yeah. Interesting stuff. Anything else you want to say about this episode?
Um, I just want to say, with watching the Untucked, to see Mandy leave, body still looked amazing.
Yes.
So, like, even though she left, while she was leaving, her body looked amazing, and she said some of the funniest things, and she will continue to be amazing. And
Yes.
I'm rooting for her, and I know that the internet is rooting for her. I think she's totally shocked by how many people like she actually kind of like touched.
Yes.
But she shouldn't be because she like I don't know, she was just amazing.
She was amazing. It sucks. She should not have had to go home this
No.
early, but I think hopefully this edit is going, this like the way things shook out in this kind of like unfair way for her is going to be a huge launching pad for her now,
Yes,
you know, because people are
absolutely.
already like, we need her on All Stars ASAP. Like
Yeah.
she needs to redeem herself. So yeah,
And if she had gone on to be on the show for a little longer, I think she could be a contender for Miss Congeniality.
for
But
sure.
I
Yeah.
like I would still want her to be. Like I could still see her being that, but only lasting a few episodes, she might not get there.
Yeah, true. Um, yeah, love her. That's like the overarching theme
Yeah.
is we love Mandy Mango.
Yes.
All right, you want to go to episode 4,
Yeah.
red carpet mashups?
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, I put it down immediately. Mia Star, they have her coming out right away and calling out the decision. Um, and yeah, I felt like that was not how it was originally gonna.
Probably not.
be, but
Mm-mm.
production was on social media this week and they pivoted, which,
Mhm.
smart of them. I just want to know the real story. Like, why didn't they want Mandy Mango at all?
Yeah, I think it was just because she was so nice. She was so nice and she probably didn't play into the drama, which
Yeah,
when you're on a reality show, that's what they want. So if you're not going to do it, and that's why I wouldn't work well on a reality show because I'm not going to do that.
that's a
Um,
good point because, yeah, you're right. In the very first episode, like, people were like trying to provoke her
yeah.
during Untucked, and she was just like,
Like she just wasn't going to do it, and so I'm sure production was like, "Well, she's got to go." Because it's a TV show. And you have to keep that in mind where it's like, it's a TV show. They want views. They don't care whether it's, for a good thing or a bad thing. So,
yeah, fair enough.
yeah.
Speaking of drama, so we get Briar and Mia talking about their whole we kind of talked about it already, but
Yeah.
their whole like problem. And then it wasn't just Mia, it was like other people speaking up, being like,
Yes.
Briar
Because
doesn't respect
Athena was like,
anyone's boundaries.
yeah, because like, yeah, and Athena was even saying like Briar said some really nasty things to me about
Yeah.
like other people and like just talking about people. And so of course, like when she's talking like that, Mia didn't think it was that big of a problem to be like, so why did your like last are you in a relationship or like why did it end poorly or something, and was it because of you? Because like obviously the way she acts gives you the impression that like she doesn't respect boundaries.
It's
And
like if you assume that people can take it if they're dishing it out all the time.
which actually is probably wrong because they're dishing it
True.
out because they cannot take it.
Right. Right. But you assume, like, I guess it's like you think about like somebody like Bianca Del Rio, like she's always dishing it out, but she can take it and she can
Oh
turn
yeah.
it back around on you, and
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
absolutely.
and it's like I think I could see Mia trying to like be like, oh, was it your fault, in a way, hoping that they could have a little bit of banter or something.
Right.
But yeah, I think that was a poor judgment call because I don't think Briar has the maturity
No.
of Bianca Del Rio
No, no, no. And
or
I
the
mean,
cleverness.
we got that explanation from Briar where she was like, all my life, I just felt like I was never good enough. Um, and so you can understand why she kind of goes after people because she comes from a place where she's never felt good enough. So she kind of has to attack other people to make them feel bad, to make herself feel better.
Yeah,
Um, and so you
yeah,
understand where that's coming from, but at the same time, it's like, girl, you can't do that.
yeah. It's just not a good like look for television,
No.
for like friendship, anything
Yeah.
like that. Um, yeah, I did feel for her like throughout the episode as they were kind of showing her breaking down and
Mhm.
everything. It's like, okay, I see the competition got to you really badly. Um, that's how she ended up crossways with Mia, and then also crossways with both Athena and Juicy, kind
I
of.
didn't understand why she was like, I felt the need to like protect Juicy. From what?
Yeah,
From what? Like, okay, sure. Like Athena wasn't helping her with like sewing or like maybe uh trying to like be with her all the time, but I'm thinking it's because Athena's probably like, okay, this is a competition. I can't play favorites. Like
right.
I can't be help like cuz I can't be helping someone out because it's possible that they might drag me down or I'll get distracted or something. So,
And
for
it's
her
just,
to
it's
be like,
really not Briar's business
it is not
what the
Briar's
reason
business.
is.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I don't understand where that was coming from. And for her to be shocked that like people are like coming after her for how she's been acting, I'm like, come on, girl.
yeah. This is clearly a pattern for her. Like, I can't imagine this is the first time she's ever
No,
acted this way or disturbed people in this
no.
way. Um, so yeah, I felt like it just felt like she had inserted herself in between Juicy and Athena. And I kept going back to what you were saying about her having a crush on Athena. And then it's like, well, maybe Athena wasn't giving her enough attention. So she was like, well, I'm gonna go like cozy up to Juicy and see if that gets me some
Mhm.
attention.
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I could see that too.
yeah. So I just wrote down, wow, no one wants Briar here.
I mean, like, when she's acting like that, like, no one wants that energy. Like,
Yeah, it is very distracting
it
from the
is.
competition. Yeah. I did feel for her by the end of the episode, but I
Yeah.
also was like, your behavior sucks.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
yeah.
And her exit didn't kind of, uh, I wouldn't say erased everything, but her exit, she kinda went back to how she was at the beginning of the episode. So you're just like, "Okay, I see that she has not learned her lesson."
I actually thought the exit was hilarious
You
when she
did?
was like, yeah, she was like, RuPaul, I don't agree with all the things these people say about you. I think you're cool.
That
I
was
was
fun.
like, that's hilarious. Like, and then she did say, she just literally said what she said when she
Yeah.
came in, like, why are you recording me? Um, that line I've never really gotten, so I was
Yeah,
like, I
I
don't
don't
get it again.
maybe it's one of those, like, you know how, like, people record, when other people are having, like, public meltdowns? And they're like, "Why are you recording me?" I think that it might be a reference to that. I don't know if there's a specific one that went viral for that reason, but that's what I'm thinking. I don't know.
Sure. Yeah, I've seen that before. I just don't get it as an opening
Right.
line or as an exit line in this
Yeah.
situation. Um, but yeah, what else did you think about her exit?
It was something about, like, in Untucked when they show, like, her coming back to the workroom and, like, writing the mirror message and everything like that. Like, she just switched
Huh.
to her old, like, the self that we had seen throughout the show. It's probably an act,
Yeah.
and it's probably a defense mechanism, um,
Like her way
because
of
she's
coping with
probably
the
feeling really
rejection.
vulnerable in that
Yeah.
moment of being
Yeah.
eliminated. Switched back to that at the very end when she was leaving, and I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
So she's still doing this, but we'll see.
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, she's an interesting person and she made an impression.
Mhm.
Anything else you want to say about the like front matter before we go to the challenge?
I guess they're not really reading mirror messages this
Oh
season.
yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know if they didn't do that last season too. I can't remember, but I don't know. I just always like the mirror message has always been read by the queen that beat the other queen in the lip sync, beat the eliminated queen in the lip sync, and then they clean it off and they go on. But they haven't been reading mirror messages.
Yeah, what was Mandy's mirror message?
I
That
don't
they
know,
didn't
and it
read
was
it at
long, and I
all?
wanted to know. So now I'm gonna have to like go back and like pause the episode so I can read it.
Man, I that's so weird. I felt like I remembered somebody saying something about the mirror message at the beginning, but I didn't even notice that they didn't actually read it.
They
That's
didn't
so
read
weird.
it.
I want to know what it says.
Yeah, exactly. I know that Briar's says something about I changed my mind, you can record me or whatever, which is like, okay. But
Yeah, interesting. Okay. Anything else you want to say about the beginning?
I don't think so.
Okay, cool. So we have the challenge is red carpet mashups. Um, some people's are definitely harder than other people's.
Yes, for sure. And I think it's so funny because, like, of course, this was going to happen, and the queen should have seen this coming from a mile away. Where Rue was like, "Pick, you're like the person that you're closest to. You're like you consider your best friend in this competition." And the queen should have immediately clocked it that if I pick this person for a main challenge, I am going to be compared to them.
Yes.
Is a competition. So for like some of the choices, I'm like, wow, you really thought like
Yeah, I mean, she literally called them your bestie. It's like that's meant to be like you're my bestie, now you're competing against me. This is
Yes,
Squid
like,
Games, not
it was gonna happen.
RuPaul's
Like,
Best Friend race.
yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, there were definitely, and so Briar chooses Juicy, which she should have thought about that one because
Yeah.
we all know Juicy is known for her looks. And so Athena was like, well, great. And so Athena got Darlene.
Okay, so we have Juicy and Briar, the first couple, and
Hmm.
they got Lil Nas X and Rihanna, the pink
Which I think
and the
is a pretty
yellow.
good one. I think that's a good one
Yes,
because
at
Lil
least the
Nas is,
colors like kind of go
the
together.
colors
And
complement each other, and then you could really do anything because it was just like a pink men's suit that had kind of like Western influences, and then Rihanna's was like a robe. I mean, a
yeah,
fabulous robe. Don't get me wrong. Like, shut it down. But yeah, you could really kind of do anything you want with it. It wasn't too challenging, and obviously, Juicy did the better job.
yeah, I totally agree. I loved the hood and
Yeah.
the train. She had
Mhm.
like some appliques and like designs on the train that they didn't really talk about, but I thought that was beautiful.
Yeah, I thought so too, and you could definitely see the reference there with hers, and
Yes.
you couldn't see the reference in Briar's look, because it was just so not what the outfits were originally giving, which I
Yeah.
think you kind of had to hit, where it was like, this is what the original outfit was, and then you add influences of the other look,
Yeah.
kind of complement it.
Yeah, I unfortunately I agreed with Law Roach. I felt like she looked like Nacho Libre.
She
Like
did. Yeah, she did. 'Cause, like, it was like a bodysuit, like, what do you like,
yeah.
and then a
It
cape, so, like, of course, and it was these bright colors.
and it was all very like lycra spandex. Like it
Mhm.
wasn't good
No, no, it
for
wasn't.
me.
Her
No.
makeup looked amazing, though.
Her makeup did look amazing. She's really good at makeup.
Yes.
Um so she has that going for her. Okay. Anything else you want to say about Juicy and Briar?
Um, the whole thing with, like, Juicy, like, okay, so Juicy was asking for sewing advice,
Oh yeah.
um, and she went to Jane, and Jane was saying, like, um, I don't know, like, if there are gonna be people here that still wanna help her, like, as the show goes on, if she's still here, and it's like, "Girl, she's only asking you. Are you
Right.
saying, like, you're not
And
gonna
you're
be
saying
here?"
yes.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah, that was really confusing to me as well.
shoot. The other thing I wanted to talk about with, the previous episode was that I just remembered, was Jane feeling, nervous about, like, winning again, where she was like, "Ugh, the girls are gonna, like, hate me." And I'm like, "Girl, who cares? It's competition."
I feel like Jane just says things that she doesn't really believe. Like, she's just
Yeah.
one of those people that, like, she doesn't want to reveal her real thoughts, so she just makes up thoughts and says
Yeah.
them. That's kind of how I feel about like instead of saying like I feel like helping Juicy, like I want to help her because I like her, but I don't know, maybe it's not a good strategy for me.
Right.
Instead of saying that, she's like, people aren't going to be here to help her in the later stage. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I just feel like she's just one of those people that like doesn't say what she's really feeling.
Mhm. Mhm.
Uh, Anything else you want to say about Juicy and Briar?
Do we wanna talk about Briar feigning?
Let's wait till we get to the judges for
Sure.
that one.
Okay.
Um, okay. Discord and Jane. They got Cher and Sarah Paulson.
Which that neon green, my god.
I
Like,
immediately
on
thought of
Sarah
Michelle.
Paulson, like, it looked great. Like, on
Yeah,
Sarah Paulson, it actually did look great. I thought it was a great mashup.
yeah,
You could do anything with that. Personally, I liked Discord's look more than Jane's. I did
me
not
too.
understand why the judges loved Jane's look so much. I could not stand it. I thought it was terrible.
I 100% agree. And so did Philip. Philip was like, "What?" when
I
they liked Jane's better. Um,
I think it was because of her reference, because, Rue's always gonna love a queen that knows her references, especially if it's an older reference. because but it's just kind of like, okay, I get that. I get that you should know your history and like you don't have to because, who's going to know these things unless you know to actively look them up, you know?
Right.
Like it's kind of hard sometimes. But she just always loves when queens make these old references and it's like not everybody's going to know that. I'm sorry. Like
Well, even if you do, like, obviously, I was like, yeah, B. Arthur, like, I see it.
Mhm.
But, like, B. Arthur was on Golden Girls as a grandma, and that outfit looks grandma as hell.
Yeah, it
Like,
did.
it
It was not youthful. It was not new. Like,
wasn't innovative. It wasn't, like, it was just grandma,
yeah.
you know? And it's like, I'm starting to feel like RuPaul's Drag Race, we have the same problem with RuPaul's Drag Race that we have with, like, the country of America, where it's like, we got old people running the show and they like old people things,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
And like Discords, I got their critiques about it not like looking super flattering on her body.
Yes, I agree with that, and I think that's just because the body form she used, I mean, obviously the body form she used is gonna have breasts,
Yeah.
and she doesn't. She doesn't pad like that, which is
Yeah.
fine, but it's kind of like that kind of mess with her design because that adds extra space,
Right.
and so when she put it on, it fit lower.
Yeah.
And I don't know, if you're gonna have cups on a dress, you gotta have something to fill them with.
Yeah. Yeah. And I thought that was a valid critique. Um, I thought it was like when they ended up picking Jane's over
I
hers,
was shocked.
I was shocked, but I was also like, okay, I can see their critiques of Discords. They don't like that look of like,
Sure.
I kind of like it. Like it gives
I
me,
liked it more. I did.
and like even with her body, it's like it's giving like rock star. It's kind of giving like
Mhm.
Aerosmith, like
It was giving Cher. It was giving
it
Cher.
was giving Cher, and just like a more masculine Cher that was like rock star. That
Yeah.
like that's why I thought of Aerosmith. Like that's something
Yeah.
they would wear. It's like those like tiny pants that go way
Yes.
down and like
Yeah, yeah.
and I'm like that is a like version of like femme to me, like the rock star femme, and like I
Mhm.
feel like Discord, that's her thing, and I like it. I
Yes.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
I can see that the judges, like Law Roach, was like, I didn't come here to see a man in a dress, and I was like,
I
okay,
feel like Law likes to, be a judge on things to give his criticism, and I
yeah,
mean criticism and not constructive criticism
yeah,
because he does not give constructive criticism. Oh my goodness, he just gives criticism and
yeah.
uses it
He's
against her.
spicy for sure, and it's
Yeah,
like it doesn't have to go
it
that
doesn't have to
far.
be that way, Law, but
Yeah,
he's gonna do what he wants to do.
yeah. But I still thought the look was way more innovative than
Hmm.
Jane's, and I like the like rocker like femme
Yeah.
look that Discord is like looks like it's kind of her signature at this point.
Hmm.
And it was just something new. It was something unique. It was
Hmm.
something like innovative as
Yeah.
opposed to like, okay, yeah, she looked like B. Arthur, but like who cares? She looks like
Hmm.
grandma. And it's
Yes.
like her whole body's like covered completely. Like it
And the
just looks
choice to have
so,
that neon green front and center.
yeah.
Ugh.
And it was just so like
Yeah.
show a little skin of some kind, you
Yes.
know?
Yeah, it was just ugh, I did not care for it.
Yeah, crazy. And then okay, next we have Mikey and Nene.
Oof. That one
Um,
was a tough one.
that was a tough one. I want to know your opinion first. Who did you
Yeah,
think
so they
was
had
better?
the JLo, the iconic JLo Versace dress, and then
Yes.
they had the Nicki Minaj illy timed, um, cheetah look from, like, the VMAs or something,
Yeah,
um, which I was like, "I don't know, is that an iconic look?" I don't
I
I
hadn't
did
seen it
not
before.
remember that she wore that, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think she's had more memorable looks.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I don't know.
Um, but that's a tough one because those are 2, like, overpowering prints.
Yeah.
And usually if you're going to mix prints, you want to do like a print and a pattern.
Yeah.
But these are two crazy prints. And so that one I would not have wanted to have.
That was definitely one of the hardest ones. Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the hardest ones. I I liked Nini's more than Mikey's, which the judges agreed with,
Me too.
because I think she did the smart choice of choosing one print.
Yes.
She chose the print to go with, and then the color, and then the kind of silhouette to accent it. Whereas Mikey did both of the prints, and then on top of that added like that blue mesh, and there was the ruching and the applique, and it was just a lot. It was a lot to look at. And
I totally agree. Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what she could have done with, like, if she had just gone with the leopard print dress like itself without the mesh. I don't know what she could have done with the Versace print to add to that, but um the way she did it, I did not care for.
Yeah, she had to like either take off that blue illusion
Mhm.
top or take off the appliques and
Yeah.
stuff. Like one of those had to go
Yeah.
because it was just too much.
It was probably one of
And
those things where she just kept adding.
yeah, there was nowhere for the eye to settle.
Yes.
Um, yeah, this is one that Philip and I disagreed on. He thought that,
Really?
yeah, he thought that hers was better, but I was like, my eyes don't know where to land with this
Mhm.
one. And I thought Nene was really smart because she did just pick one of the colors instead of doing green and blue. She did just green, but it still referenced that dress
Yes.
so well because of the way she like draped
Yeah.
everything. It really looked like that dress, and I'm like,
Mhm.
everybody knows what that dress is,
Yes.
and so when she like came down the runway like that, I was like, oh, I see the reference like so
Yeah, I
clearly,
totally
even
saw the
though it's
reference.
just one color of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she's got that engineer mind
Oh,
and
yes.
she knows
She's
how to
been
clean it
sharing,
up.
like, her, like, mood boards for, like,
Uh-huh.
all the designs she's done, and wow, I mean, she puts a lot of thought into it, and you can tell.
Yeah, she knows how to edit. She knows how to
Yes.
clean it up. And like it's very, very effective.
Yes.
Okay, next we've got Sierra and Kenya um, doing
Oh,
Lady
yeah.
Gaga meat dress and Britney and Justin Timberlake denim dress.
Which
What did you think of this?
ugh, the meat dress, like, why did they have that? I know why they had that because, like, come on. For one thing, it is one of Lady Gaga's most iconic
True.
looks, but and then 2, makes for great television because, like, a meat dress, like, what are you gonna do with that? Personally, I preferred Kenya's look
I did
over
too.
Sierra's, but Sierra did a better job with the reference because I would not have known that those were the references looking at Kenya's look.
True.
I probably could have guessed with Sierra's, but I preferred Kenya's.
I did too. I was surprised they were so hard on Kenya's look because I thought it looked like Britney's dress. It just had like some red
Mhm.
on it,
Yeah, like you could see the silhouette, yeah. And I liked that she used the meat purse. I
Me
liked it.
too.
I was like, thank you for including like actual meat because like I don't think Sierra did.
I know they said they were like, if you didn't have the meat purse, I wouldn't have known it was meat. And it's like, first of all, she had the meat purse, and then second of all, Sierra was like, hers was just red with like some like
Yeah.
tassels or like distressed kind of stuff
Mhm.
going on. Um, and I was like, I kind of see meat, but like it wasn't like the meat print, it wasn't
Yeah.
like meat. And
Yeah.
then I just thought her denim looked really unfinished, like it
Mhm.
looked kind of cheapy and like the
It did.
hat,
It
the
didn't look
hat,
like denim.
right. It looked like it didn't look structured,
It
which is
looked like
what
a
you're
denim
expecting from
print.
denim. Yeah, it just looked like chambray or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it didn't look hemmed very well on the dress or the hat.
Mhm.
And the hat just looked like it didn't look like the structure of a hat. It just looked like
Yeah.
she cut out a weird shape and like glued it
Mhm.
to her face. I
Yeah.
was like, that doesn't look good.
Mm-mm. Yeah. But she did change her makeup, which I was kind of like, oh, okay, which
Yeah.
tells me that she knew that she was up for critique,
Yeah.
which is smart. I'll give her that. So I
Yeah,
was
that was
glad to
smart.
see that she didn't do the same lips because I'm pretty sure she knew she was going to get called out on it.
Yeah, she did a like softer version of the
And it
lips,
looks
which was
so
smart.
much
I
better.
agree. I agree. Yeah. Yeah, that was smart of her. And they really loved it,
Yeah.
her look. So good for her. I just thought it looked sloppy.
But they did say that Kenya can sell the hell out of a garment, and she
Yeah,
can. She
she
can.
can. She can. I loved Kenya's dress. I thought
I
it looked
did.
good. And it looked just like, to me, it looked just like Britney's, except it had red, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else you want to say about them?
No.
Okay, great. Okay, now we have Mia and Vita doing Katy Perry and Lil Kim.
Mm.
Um, Mia, they loved Mia's. She did do the titty out.
You have to.
You
If
have
you're
to.
if Lil Kim is your reference for that look, you have to.
You have to. I thought it was really cute too. Like I
I thought it
thought,
was cute. I hated the purple fabric in the front where she
yeah,
just like what was I think that was an afterthought. I think I need to tie in the color of like the other fabric, so I'll just put it here. I think that's what it
yeah.
was. I
It
couldn't
wasn't
stand it.
well thought out. It was just like
Yeah.
weird ruffle, weird stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah. And so I didn't care for that. But I did get the reference. And other than that, I thought it looked great on her.
yeah.
Um, but I do think that Vita's was better, except for that the fabric in the very front that
Hmm.
felt also like there were a lot of afterthoughts that some of these
Hmm.
things had that needed some editing, where that front the fabric in the front just needed to go. And then I think
Okay,
her look would have been absolutely perfect.
gotcha. Yeah, I thought that her some of the beading, I don't know if it was over
Hmm.
time, like some of the beading on her face like
Oh,
started to go like it
yeah, it's
wasn't
possible.
symmetrical.
Yeah.
But other than that, I was like, yeah, hers was hands down the
Yes.
best. Um, it gave me like Trinity the Tuck kind of vibes of
Yeah.
like
And then
coming out
she
in like
talked
a,
about how like she's done stuff like this before where she did like Beyonce's like opening look for Homecoming.
oh,
Um
nice.
what else did she do? Did she say she did like Nicki Minaj? I can't remember, but like she has already done so many like references to like celebrities looks. So she just keeps pulling out like girls don't know this, but
Yeah. Yeah, she's
she's
definitely a
just
great
staying silent
designer.
about everything, which is great. Don't let them know, girl.
Yeah, she's the one that plays mind games. Like it was my idea to
Mhm.
do this all along and like all that stuff.
Which
Yeah.
is kind of like, girl, you don't have to hide that. Like, if you're good at it, you're gonna be good at it. Like, who cares if the girls know? But it's still funny.
It's very funny. Yeah, I thought she was great. Um, Definitely like the best of those two. And then the last one is Darlene and Athena doing Kim Kardashian and Zendaya. What do you
Oof.
think
I
about
would
this
not
one?
have wanted this one.
That one was
Purely
probably the
for
hardest.
I think purely for Zendaya's Mugler look. Because
Yeah,
that is just such like a unique thing that I wouldn't even want to touch that reference.
yeah.
Because like
I
what would you
honestly,
do?
I thought Darlene's was better in my
Oh
opinion.
yeah, absolutely. Hers was hands down better. I don't agree with the critique of the shoes. I love a chunky shoe.
Me too. I thought
I
that
love a
was
chunky
like
shoe.
out of left field, a little bit.
And I love
And
that in Untucked, she was like, I don't know, I love a chunky heel, I'm gonna keep it. And I said, yes, girl. Yes, you are.
yes, yeah, like what's wrong? Like that's like in right now, I feel like
Yeah,
too,
it
like
is.
chunky heel. Um, I felt like the she did a really good job incorporating the
Yes.
Mugler neck thing and
Mm-hmm.
her print. I don't know how if it was like made like that or if she somehow added metallicness to the print,
Mm.
but it was like metallic coming down the runway.
Yeah.
It looked shiny and reflective on the flowers. And
Yeah.
that's to me what sold it because I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to like if you just do silver and then separately flowers, it looks like crap. But
Yeah.
if you can make the flowers silver, then it
Mhm.
makes sense and it's like an actual look.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I thought with the Mugler reference and the metallic kind of like floral print, I thought she was going to win.
Yeah. Athena's, I mean, it looked fine, except for that hem. That hem was a mess. Um,
Oh yeah, yeah.
um,
And the wig was kind of too. I
and I
wasn't
don't
a
know, it
big
was
fan.
giving Bianca to me because it had
Yes,
that like one shoulder, like it was that Bianca dress that she wore the entirety of season 6.
that is exactly what I thought of too. It was
Yeah.
Bianca, and it's like it comes across as like you have these like you have like one pattern in your mind that you love, and you just like add little things to it and like keep rolling it out without any passion or like
Mhm.
like I don't know. I just felt like it's kind of the same way she choreographed in that
Well, yeah. I
one
mean, she
challenge where
said
she's
that,
like,
like, she made so many different looks that she just went back to, like, the first look she had done, and she said that it was, like, the same old stuff that she knew
yeah,
she could do. So, like
that's not what I want to see. Like, I don't even have to see your
Mhm.
old looks to be able to tell, like, that's what you're doing. You're just like
Mhm.
rolling out the greatest hits
Yeah.
once again. I want to see passion. I want to see
Yeah.
innovation.
Yeah.
So I did not agree with the judges on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll talk more about the judges and Juicy and Briar passing out. First, though, is there anything you want to say about Kenya's story? We had Briar and Mia trying to make up in the workroom first, and then we had Kenya talking about her life story.
With, Briar and Mia, I'm glad that they did have that moment
Me
because I
too.
think Briar did realize, like, okay, and, like, I always felt like I was never good enough, and I've always been told that I'm never good enough, which makes complete sense for how she was
Yeah,
acting. Um, and Mia was talking about her brother, and oh my god, how she felt so guilty, because she, like, pulled away, before like, right before he passed away, and then she created the denim look out of all of his like, her entrance look, out of all of his jeans, and we
I
didn't
didn't
know
know
that at the
that.
time, and I think it was so
Yeah,
beautiful.
that was so
Um,
sweet.
I know, but it's like not that I have any experience with someone, I'm related to having an addiction, but I've just from what I've heard, from different people, it's just hard when you're related to someone in that situation, because sometimes you have to put yourself first, which is what Briar said. She's like, "Sometimes you just have to put yourself first,
Yeah,
because in those situations, you can't help somebody that doesn't wanna be helped."
yeah. It's
And it
so
sucks
hard.
that it was, his last moments, and so she didn't get that moment of closure, but she just can't feel guilty about it because she did what was best for her.
Yeah. I mean, like those people, like it's like she said she had like she knew like when he was getting out of jail, she was like,
Yeah.
this is the last chance. And it's like that, just knowing that and being right, that is
Yeah.
enough to make you like completely overcome with guilt.
Yes.
Um, but it's like you shouldn't you saw the writing on the wall and you did what was best for you.
Yeah.
And if you don't preserve yourself, those people are going to drag you down with them.
Mhm, mhm.
It's just really hard though, like especially when it's
Yes.
your sibling and it's like, yeah, you look at your sibling as like, you're both born into the same family and like
Mhm,
kind of like given the same, you in your head at
mhm.
least you're like we had the same opportunities, we had the same childhood. Thing is though, you don't.
No.
Like that's just kind of an illusion, and like really everybody experiences childhood differently even if your parents treat you the same, which almost no
Mhm.
parents do. So like um different people are different, and it's just really hard though, like with your sibling, you like they're like the only other person that you have the same like DNA as them, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So it sucks. Yeah. I feel for her.
Yeah, for sure. And I think she's another one that I think if Mandy doesn't get congeniality, I think Mia will.
Yeah, she would be a really good one for
Or
sure.
Darlene. One of the two.
Yeah, Darlene. Darlene would be a good one too. I
Hmm.
didn't see as much of her as I wanted to in this episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, um, Darlene would be a good pick. She's got that smile.
Yeah.
And then yeah, we got Kenya's story too.
Yeah.
Um, that was like so sweet that she was talking about like first of all the whole thing about her mom not knowing that she was pregnant
Crazy.
freaked me out.
Yeah. Because you're like going through it and you're like, how can you not know? How can you not
I
know?
don't know. Yeah, Philip said that he has watched that show before. There is a TV show on
Yeah.
TLC about this.
Yeah.
And he was like, a lot of them are like women who are like, I never got my period. Like, I just
Yeah.
never got it. So
Yeah.
I thought I was infertile. And
Yeah.
then, like, whatever.
Lo and
But
behold.
still, it's like, dang, like the idea of like going into labor and not
Mm,
knowing what's happening.
that'd be terrifying. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and so
Yeah,
and so she it's really interesting because to hear her say that drag brought her closer to her mom, because that's not usually the story you hear.
not at
Usually you're
all.
hearing, my parents did not agree with me doing drag. They want nothing to do with me if I do drag. Or my parents don't
Right,
even know I do drag. But
right.
for
And that
Kenya,
seems like
it
to be
was,
the case with Kenya's grandparents who did raise her, I guess.
yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was super sweet. That's like it makes sense. Like the mom was in college, like she was like the least prepared to be a mom that you could possibly
Absolutely.
be, and so her parents were like stepped in to raise Kenya,
Yeah.
and but then it's like they get to have this reconciliation later because like the mom is like accepting of Kenya.
Yeah.
I think that's so sweet.
Mhm. It was really beautiful.
Yeah. And then the whole thing about her choir coming and singing "You've Got a Friend in Me," I was like,
Oh, that was
that's like
so
a
sweet.
movie. Like
I
that's so
know.
cool.
They were just like, you just have to call your mom." "Mom." Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was a good story.
Mhm.
Okay, and then we get the runway and RuPaul's look. I said another 1989 New Year's Eve special. It just looked like that same dress to me, but like blue instead
Yeah.
of rainbow. And
Mhm.
then you had some comments about the wig.
I don't know, man. Like, I've been trying to, like, I've been meaning to, like, go back and see, like, what other hairstyles she's done, but these past few times, she's just done a really short wig, and they just have not been working.
I agree. I agree. And it seems like it's the same wig and it's like the same style.
Yeah.
And the style is like unstyled. I don't
Mhm.
know.
It's just, yeah,
Yeah, I'm not getting it.
windswept, and I don't know, I'm not digging it. The dresses have been better
Yes, the
than
dresses
the
have been better than last season for
outfits,
sure.
but the hair, I don't know. I don't know who's doing her wigs, but I think she needs to call them.
I want to see something like totally different next week. I really hope
Mhm.
we get something like a big like curly like ponytail or something
Yeah.
crazy, you know? Okay. So now we can go to Juicy and Briar getting their judges' critiques, um, and Briar passing out. Did you
Yeah.
think it was real or fake?
I don't know. In the moment, I was like, I'm not even gonna bother debating whether it was real or
Yeah.
fake because, like, who knows? I wasn't there. I have no idea what it's like when someone faints like that. Um, but I will tell you that it has been confirmed by Briar on What You Packin' that she had pneumonia before she came to
Oh,
Drag Race, and uh, she went to the doctor to get it treated, and I guess they treated it differently than you would normally treat pneumonia. I don't know.
okay.
And so she got sepsis, and that's why she fainted.
That's horrible.
I know. And so if she hadn't been sent home,
She could have died.
she could have died. And the irony of sending home the nurse the episode before.
That was crazy. Yeah,
I
I had
know.
not seen that about Briar
Mhm.
coming out and saying that. Wow. Um, yeah, in the moment, I thought it seemed real because I think actually the most realistic thing about it was that her eyes stayed open.
Yeah.
You know, if you were gonna fake faint, you'd be like,
You probably
oh,
close your eye. Yeah.
but like it's really scary when somebody faints with their eyes open, and like
Yeah.
that's what happened. I thought
Because
it was kind of,
you can tell, you look into those eyes, and you see nothing, and you're like,
yeah,
ooh, that's not right.
it was like low key disturbing.
Yeah.
And then
And
she just like
I feel
woke
so
up and was
bad.
like, did I
And that's how
fall? Like,
you come to, you're like, because your brain just shuts off, and you're like, I do not understand how I got here. I
yeah,
was not here what seems like a few seconds ago. Like,
crazy.
and poor
Um,
Juicy, like, was like, oh my God, like, Briar, like, wake up. I feel so bad for her because, like, that must have been scary.
I think that was super traumatizing for Juicy. Poor thing.
Yeah.
It made me kind of think less of Vita, honestly, that Vita was like, it's fake, it's a show. It's
I
like
know.
you're
I
like
mean,
way down the stage. Like you don't know.
I mean, I don't necessarily fault them because, of course, Briar has been acting a certain way and like perfect timing, while she's getting a critique to like faint to like kind of, but at the same time, it's like, you don't know. Like,
Yeah,
it could have just happened. Like, because of course, like everything's culminating in that moment of like, she had a terrible week. She's super stressed. She probably knows Juicy did better than her the moment she realized she was going to have to compete against her, and then
yeah.
she's getting bad critiques, and then of course you find out that she has sepsis. So like it was probably, her nervous system was probably so overwhelmed in that moment that it just said, I'm gonna check out.
Good night.
Check out. Just reset.
Yeah. Yeah, like it wasn't shocking to me that it would happen
Yeah.
when Law Roach is like insulting her on stage
Yeah.
like that. Like, and she already was talking about how emotionally she like has a hard time like feeling rejected, and
Yeah.
when people were saying that Mandy did better, like she's
Mm-hmm.
already dealing with all of that. It's like I didn't even know she had sepsis, and I was like, that makes sense that that's the moment
Mm-hmm.
that you would stop breathing normally. It's kind of like when Tyra won
Yes.
and she passed out.
She had a panic attack.
She had a panic attack. Like it's like a nervous system issue. Like you
Yes.
can't like contain
There's
the way
nothing you
you're
can do about that.
feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought it was ungenerous of the queens to like jump to that conclusion and say it out loud.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah.
It was kind of funny though in Untucked when they asked Mia about it, and they were like, "What do you think Mandy would have done?" And she was like, "Mandy would never faint like that." It's so stupid.
It's really funny. Good stuff. Okay, so Juicy wins, obviously,
Obviously, yeah.
um, out of those two. I did like that Law told her she liked her makeup, though.
Yes.
Told Briar that she liked her makeup. That was
Hmm.
nice. Um, okay, Jane won
Did
out of
not get that.
Discord, and Jane totally disagreed with that.
Hmm.
They did seem to like Discord's look. They had a
I
lot of
know. I was
complimentary things to
confused
say
about that.
about it, and they barely said anything about Jane's.
I know.
Um, so
I
I was
guess it
like,
was, I don't know if it was just Discord's walk because we did get conversations about it.
true.
Um, but so in the previous episode, Rue was like, "Don't ever change your walk," but then in this episode, he was like, "Loosen it up a little bit." So it's just kind of like,
It's
what?
mixed
What do you want here?
messaging because everybody seems to hate Discord's walk except for RuPaul. And then now RuPaul is kind of like backtracking it. So if I
Hmm.
were Discord, I'd be very confused.
Yeah.
Um, Whatever. Uh, I thought that Jane's the first one that was in the top three blew my mind.
Blew my
Absolutely
mind.
not. Absolutely not.
Like, I certainly didn't expect her to win out of the two of them, but for her to be in the top,
No,
no.
not for me. Mikey and Nene. Nene won, which we agreed with, and they basically said all the same critiques that I said to Philip, which I was proud of on Mikey with the appliques and everything like
Yeah,
that. They gave Sierra a lot of high praise, which surprised me, and she was the second person in the top. I didn't
I
think she
didn't
should
get
be in
it.
the top.
Yeah,
Didn't get it. They said Kenya wasn't meaty enough,
yeah.
and I don't know. They just
Which,
really
I
didn't
don't
like
know,
her
neither
look.
was Sierra.
Yeah,
Look was mainly
I.
denim. I don't.
It was mainly denim, and it was like she had some texture on her redness, but it
Yeah,
didn't necessarily make it look like meat.
and,
You
I
know?
mean, sure, she had the, like, the twine around her that
Yeah,
you tie a rump roast with or whatever, but it's like, okay, but I don't know, there still wasn't a lot of meat. Like, I don't.
still wasn't a lot of meat, and just I don't know. I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Um, with Mia and Vita, they liked both of theirs, but picked Vita, which made sense. And Vita was the third person in the top, which that's the only one I agreed with.
That's the only one I agreed with, yeah.
Um, and then with Darlene and Athena, they said Darlene had bad shoes. They did point out that Athena did not have really any Mugler references or
Yeah.
anything in her look, but they just gave it to Athena. Didn't understand that at all.
No, I don't get it. Mm-mm.
I don't think Athena's was better
No,
than Darlene's at all. I
no, it
thought
was not.
Darlene's was like fashion.
Yeah. Like, hers at least matched the silhouette for both of them, where it was kind of, like, tighter, where, Athena's was not. Um, and, Darlene had the high neck.
Yeah,
Um,
that looked good. She looked so like it like
yeah,
looked good
she
on
had,
her
like,
body.
gloves, I think, too, and, like, come on. Like,
Yeah, it made her look very like model, you
yes.
know.
Mhm.
It was very well thought out.
Yeah, I think so.
So, who did you think should have been the top three?
The top 3 should have been Nene,
Me too. Yep.
um, Vita, and mm, probably Juicy.
Yeah,
I think so.
I agree with that. Definitely, I would have put Nene and Vita, and I think I would have either put Juicy or Darlene, honestly,
Yeah,
in the
it's kind of
top.
awesome.
Um, so don't agree with the judging
Certainly
on
not
that.
Jane. I did not get that at all.
Same, for sure. Okay. And then in the bottom, we got Briar, Discord, and Kenya. Briar, I agree with, obviously. I
Yeah.
don't agree with Discord and
I
Kenya. What
don't
about
agree with
you?
Discord. Yeah, no. I don't agree with Discord. Kenya, it's hard because I liked her look more,
Yeah,
but I understand she didn't fully meet the reference. I don't know. I would have for if it was me, I would have put Briar, um Jane. I would have put Jane in the
me
like
too.
I just could not stand that. Nah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have had a hard time between
Ooh,
Athena
and
and
maybe Mikey too. I don't know. Mikey's was just so much.
yeah,
It was tough. I
it's
would have I definitely wouldn't have put Kenya in the bottom with Mikey and Athena being there too. Like I wouldn't have put Kenya there.
right. Okay, so I you would do Briar and either Mikey or Athena or Jane.
Yeah. For
Okay,
Jane for sure. And then the third person could either be Mikey or Athena.
gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I think I would put Briar for sure. Um, I think I would have gone Mikey and Athena
Yeah.
because as much as I hated Jane's look, it was really well constructed and
That's
like
true.
well done. I felt like Athena, hers was less thought out well and
Mhm.
was just like zero passion. I felt like at
Yeah.
least Jane had some kind of passion, passionate grandma look going on. And then I feel bad putting Mikey in the bottom because I think she worked really hard, but it
Mhm.
just didn't look
Right?
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the thing is, like, you can put in a lot of effort, but sometimes that effort should have been focused elsewhere.
exactly. Take one thing off before you leave,
Oh,
like
yeah, she should have taken probably several.
several things off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but definitely would not have put Discord in the bottom. Kenya,
No.
I'm not like saying that hers was great or like the best
Right.
ever, but it just wasn't bottom worthy to me.
No.
And it was, in my opinion, better than Sierra's, so she shouldn't have even been an
Yeah.
option for the bottom.
Mm-mm.
But anyway, what we ended up getting was a lip sync between Briar and Kenya. What did you think about the lip sync? I won't
I
squabble this opportunity.
that was so funny. Oh my
It was
god.
really funny, but again, I was like, y'all are kind of mean making fun of her. She literally just
She
woke up
literally
from
fainted.
passing out. Like, she was
Mm,
close.
she was close, yeah.
You knew what she meant.
Yeah, oh my god. 'Cause Kenya would not stop, that was so funny. I thought Kenya killed it. The
Me
moment it
too.
started, I was like, "She's got this in the bag."
Yeah, Kenya did awesome. And
I'm
she's
honestly
funny
surprised
too.
that they had, Briar lip sync after she just like, she fainted. I'm like, "Is this really a good idea?" Like,
Yeah, she came back and she said she wanted to compete. So
yeah,
it's like, yeah,
but
I
knowing that
feel,
she had sepsis, I'm
yeah. Hopefully, maybe in a few years she could come back on All Stars. I think she needs years to like mature.
yeah.
But
Well, I
maybe
don't
in a
know.
few
Some
years.
queens, have been on All-Stars that have certainly not matured.
True. I'm thinking about Fifi O'Hara.
Gia Gunn.
Yeah, oh my God. Gia Gunn, that whole thing. I was like, I think she's just severely, severely autistic. Like, I really do. I don't think she means to be like hateful and horrible, but
I
she
don't
just
know. I think
is.
she does, but I think it's coming from a place of insecurity.
Okay. Yeah, it was hard for me to tell because there were a lot of moments that I was like, you are just like stirring the pot, like being such a jerk.
Oh, and
And
she
then there
probably
were
just and I
moments
think she just knows, like,
it was the way
she
she
wants
would
that
be
attention.
so shocked afterwards, like in her talking heads. She could be really vulnerable and she would be like really shocked afterwards that
Mhm.
it like bothered people. And I think she was like, this is all coming back to me from watching her All-Star season.
Mhm.
My theory ended up being she's severely autistic. She knows that she needs to like ruffle feathers in order to be good TV. So she is going around provoking people on purpose, but she doesn't understand like the line between like ruffling feathers in a way that's
Mhm.
like good for banter and good for television versus just like attacking people.
Yeah.
And so that's why
Yeah, I
she's so
see that
shocked
Briar
every
has
time
too.
that
Yeah.
she's like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to like confront
Mhm.
people and provoke things, but she doesn't understand that she's doing it in this like really mean way, you know?
I think it comes from a place of she wants the attention, but she doesn't want the attention to be about her because that makes her feel vulnerable. She doesn't want to
Gotcha.
talk about herself
Right.
necessarily. So she's going to make it be about other people, but she's going to be involved.
Yes. And she's gonna just like bring up like people's really sensitive issues
Yes.
and like just be like, but you suck, right? Like, you
Yeah.
suck. Like, she just says it in such a like insensitive way, you know?
Mhm.
Um, yeah. And then it ends up being about like you're right. I think that you're right. She doesn't want the attention to end up being about her, but it always ends up about her. And she's always shocked.
Yeah.
And I think that
Because
it's
like
because
they come for
she's just
people who like aren't going to take it.
yeah.
And it comes from
She's
people who are
terrible at picking
actually
her.
really secure in themselves, and that's why they go for those people because they're like, "Oh, they're really secure in themselves, and I'm not. So let's see if I can make them insecure and make them feel like me." And it just doesn't work.
Yeah, she's terrible at picking her targets, and she's terrible at like she doesn't understand like what behavior is going to lead to what consequences. So she
Mhm.
always ends up with the outcome that she does not desire. And
Yep.
that's why I feel like she's autistic and she's not doing it like out of actual malice. She's
Mm.
like is a person that like is like trying to provoke people on purpose and like get in their head. They can
Yeah.
be successful at that most of the
Yeah, yeah,
time, you
sure.
know, and they know how to like back off when it's not working.
Mhm.
Gia Gunn just keeps going,
No,
like
yeah, yeah.
like not reading facial cues. Like she's like,
No.
brrr, it's like keep going, and then when
Mhm.
somebody finally is like, "I hate you, get away from me," she's
And they're
like,
like, "What?"
"Wow, that didn't work out how I thought it would." Like, yeah. Um, yeah, she's interesting. But yeah, hopefully I would love to see Briar come back with a little bit more growth.
Yeah.
Because I thought her lip sync, you know, like it definitely wasn't anywhere near as good as Kenya's. And you had to kind of, the whole time you're thinking, like, is she really like in a fit state to even do this? But she has like a grace about her with her lip
Yeah.
sync. Like she's like got like her moves are very like
Yeah.
clean and like she's fun to watch, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it wasn't, like, she didn't do a terrible job. I think they both did a great job. Um, I think it was probably just her time to go.
yeah. Yeah. Anything else you want to say about this episode before what I wish I could say?
Um, I loved the moment in Untucked where they had, like, the, runway that they, like, made with, like, fabric, and they were all, like, walking down it, like, as pairs. And then, I can't remember, like, someone spilled a drink, and so, of course, Athena, like, went over and grabbed a mop, and so while Athena was doing that, Darlene decided to walk down the runway by herself. And Athena was just like, "Oh, okay, wow, like, doing it without me." It was so funny. I thought it was a really cute moment. They were just all having fun, and, especially because I think they just needed to distract
Yeah,
themselves, about what happened with Briar.
I'm
'Cause that's
sure.
just scary.
Yeah, that's like very disturbing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Um, good stuff. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Awesome. Okay, do you want to go first with what I wish I could say?
How about you go first?
Okay, let's see. Who should I speak to? I think I'm going to speak to Vita, honestly.
Mm.
Vita, you are super talented and you have everything it takes to be an incredible queen. Um, I would ask that in the future you don't project onto other people, even though you don't like them. You know, that's like when the devil comes for you, right? It's when it's like somebody you already don't like and you have good reason not to like them. I understand. Um, Jumping to a conclusion and being like, this is a big show too. But it just makes you look heartless when it turns out that that person's not faking. Um, and it just makes you feel like you're not necessarily like a safe person because it's like you don't, a safe person assumes first that when somebody's saying that they're sick. And they're not looking to prove it otherwise. But it just, when you just automatically jump to the conclusion, you didn't even really see what happened with Briar, you weren't even that close to her, and you're just automatically assuming she's faking fainting in front of everybody. That's just not a good look. So think about that.
Yeah. Let's see. I guess I think my what I wish I could say would be to Juicy because I think in this episode I realized she could take it. she could go all the way, I think.
Yeah.
Um, because now that we've seen her, like, in an acting challenge, and, like, excel in it, um, and obviously we know she's good at design, we know she's good, at dancing and performing, so she could be the total package. Um, and I just want her to know that she, has what it takes. And there's no room for her to doubt herself anymore. And sometimes when you're feeling insecure or you're feeling nervous or not too sure, that sometimes can be a good sign because, you're kind of pushing yourself and doing new things and discovering what you're actually able to do. Um, and so I think she should just believe in herself more and know that she has the skills to do it. Um, and I really think she can. I really think she could take it all the way.
I actually 100% agree with you. I think she's got the total package. I was like, la at the RDR live episode, I was like, it's overdue that she should have
Mhm,
won. Like, she's been killing it over and over and over
mhm.
again. Um, I don't know what her sign is, but she gives me Libra vibes.
Mm.
Libras tend to be very like motivated by friendships and by
Mm.
other people. They tend to be really sweet. And just the way that she was kind of letting Briar like step on her a little bit, and the way that like the things seem to be going with her and her grandmother
Mhm,
Athena, like she seems like the type of person that's like gonna have a hard time like when it comes down to it and she's like beating her grandmother.
mhm,
I can see those moments being a challenge for her, especially if she is a Libra, which is what the vibe she's giving me. I
mhm,
think that will be her biggest challenge because she has the dance, she has the look, she has the energy, she has the innovation, the design
mhm,
abilities. She can now we see her act and it's like freaking incredible, even though she
mhm,
doesn't have any experience.
mhm.
So it's like she's got everything she needs to win. I think her biggest challenge is going to be like giving herself permission to beat other people
Yeah.
instead of like falling into compassion for like, oh, I don't want to like ruffle any feathers. Like, oh, what if people like are mad at me because I'm winning and they're not, like I
Mhm.
think that'll be her challenge. And hopefully she can overcome it and be like, no, I want that crown.
Yes, absolutely. Because like, even once she was done, in the acting challenge, she was still like, "I don't know, Mikey's a powerhouse." And I'm like, "Girl, you
Yeah.
killed it." Like, I don't know, you blew her, like, away. Like, I wasn't she wasn't even on my radar anymore at that point. Like, you stole the show, and she didn't even realize it.
She didn't even realize it. And that's like such a good example of like Mikey was like nitpicking at her that whole time going into the challenge and was like even saying stuff like, well, this challenge, I really need a good partner. And I don't know if Juicy's going to be a good partner. She was like so critical and Juicy was just taking it. And then it's
Yeah.
like, turns out, no, like Juicy is the star. And
Mhm.
yeah, it's that like putting other people's insecurities first, you know?
Yeah.
And I hope that when the rubber meets the road, she's able to stay the course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very good. Well, this was really fun. So, thank you guys so much for joining me. Please follow us on Instagram at What I Wish I Could Say Pod, and TikTok is Honest Ape. Um, love you. Bye.
Bye.
Cheers.